Welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. Today we're doing a What is Your Gift reading. So we're going to be looking at what your soul level gifts are and how those may express through your human self. So we have 3 groups to choose from today. I have pre-selected the oracle cards for each of the groups. So we have group 1 with the cosmic gift box. We have group number 2 with the gold box that is open. And group number 3 with the white and gold box. So select the gift or the pile that resonates with you and use the timestamps below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings. If you feel called to more than one, trust your intuition to guide you to the readings that resonate with you and take what feels like it is for you and leave the rest. We'll see you in your readings. All right, hi group number 1, welcome to your gifts reading. So you guys chose the cosmic gift box and I wrote down a couple of notes that I wanted to talk about before we jump into your cards. So there were a couple of themes that were coming through from the image that you chose, and it made me think of cosmic gifts. So you guys might have an affinity for astrology, or you may have a lot of your gifts kind of being shown in your natal chart. Like you might be able to look at your natal chart or have an astrologer look at your natal chart and really see where these soul level gifts are really sort of built into the system and made to be expressed. You also may have cosmic wisdom. So I was getting this feeling of like cosmic connection, a galactic family, galactic ancestors and lineage, and how that channels through you as divine wisdom through the crown chakra. I was also picking up a little bit on third eye chakra as well. So we'll see kind of what energy we get with your cards and in the rest of the reading. But yeah, it definitely feels like cosmic wisdom and cosmic knowledge. So let's take a look at your cards and find out what your gifts are. There we go. Ooh, you have high heart chakra, ecstatic bliss. So high heart chakra is very, very high vibrational, high frequency energy that is very much concerned with or connected to the divine. So it's like your higher dimensional self. It's like the bridge to, it's like the bridge to the divine, and it helps you to express your divine gifts here on earth. So it's like being a light worker. A lot of the times the high heart chakra is activated when we start stepping into our light worker gifts or abilities. So I think your gift has to do with being this divine light in the world, expressing this high heart chakra energy through this divine well, in this case, it says ecstatic bliss, but I'm also thinking like divine wisdom, divine truth. Those could be the primary soul energies for you guys within the soul blueprint. And you have crystal keys. Nice. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely higher dimensional consciousness here. I'm seeing like these dragons in the card almost. They look like cosmic dragons. So yeah, it definitely feels like you guys have a connection to an ancestry that lies outside of Earth. I'll just put it that way, like cosmic lineages, and how that information channels through your third eye is definitely something that I was picking up on just from the image you chose, and now I'm seeing it here in crystal keys as well. So really being able to anchor information and downloads through the crown chakra and express them through the third eye. And the crown chakra, divine wisdom or divine power actually, is to do with free will choice and the ability to take action. So it's creating freedom for yourself in this life through autonomy, sovereignty, and in this case, most likely service to others as well. I think that's going to be a big part of it with the high heart chakra here. And divine truth is to do with communicating truth. So it's seeing the truth, seeing beyond duality, seeing the unified whole, while still being able to honor different perspectives of dualistic truth and being able to communicate that effectively or to express that visually. So these two gifts can do really well in the artistic field and or in interpretation, being able to receive downloads and to speak on those, maybe channeling or interpreting symbolic information. And that's why I think astrology can kind of come into play here, because astrology is very, it's very symbolic, and it is like the language of the planets. It's the language of the stars. And so it's like learning that language that can help give you access to this higher truth, whether you're doing it for yourself or for other people or just to understand your own chart. And then you have your time to shine, Ascended Master Helios and Citrine. So this really feels like your gifts are meant to be shared. They're meant to be expressed. They're part of your divine purpose here. They're part of your service work is what I'm seeing. Like basically you're here to be a light in the world. And it's important that you shine because you have these keys within you at soul level. You have this energetic frequency that you have really stepped into that is extremely high vibrational, and it does help other people when you express that. So this is a soul level gift. It's not just like a human gift, like maybe the gift of painting or photography or writing or something like that. This is a soul level vibrational frequency gift, and you are meant to be expressing that in a way that is visible or that is accessible to others is kind of the energy I'm getting. Like it's visible, but not in the sense that you necessarily need to be like on stage or anything. It's just that it's accessible to others. That's what I mean by visibility. So it doesn't mean that you have to have like millions of followers or fans or anything like that. It's more just like you need to have whatever it is that you're doing and expressing available in some way, shape, or form to a larger group of people than just yourself. And you have just be yourself. You're a great person. Enjoy being yourself. So part of your gift is in your authenticity, and that's very much connected to divine truth. It's really being your authentic self and not holding that back, not masking, not hiding that. Especially with citrine here. Citrine is a very lucky stone, and it helps you to be confident. It helps you to step out of your comfort zone and to take action towards what it is you'd like to manifest. And it helps you in a very lucky, synchronistic way make that happen. So I feel like part of your gift is your authenticity and your ability to see the lighter sides of life. Because what they're showing me is this little boy on the unicorn, and he's like, wow, look at this dove. He's just really enthralled with the beauty of what's around him. He's not really even paying attention to anything else. He's trusting that he's going to be taken where he needs to go. And it's just a very pure, very innocent energy. So I feel like part of your gift, group number 1, is being very much immersed in the energetic experience of life. And when we're talking about crown chakra dominant energy here, these people, and I've worked with many of them who have that soul blueprint, are extremely sensitive to energy, like very sensitive to energy. And this means that, sometimes you may pull back or hide away because you're trying to protect yourself from the onslaught of energy that you're constantly absorbing. But I think that's why citrine is here, because it helps you to master the ability to create and maintain healthy boundaries so that you can give in a way that is public or accessible to others without draining or depleting yourself or overburdening yourself or basically just like getting overstimulated. Yeah. And you have healthy lifestyle. I did see this one come up. I don't look at the cards when I'm pulling them for the piles, but this one flipped over upright on the table and I couldn't help but see it. So it said healthy lifestyle. Archangel Raphael, eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep and exercise regularly for optimal health. And when we were just talking about sensitivity, and I forgot that this card was the next one out, but this is really like you guys taking care of yourself because you are energetically sensitive. That's part of your gift. So it is important that you really prioritize, a healthy lifestyle, like they said here. Healing can also be part of your gift, since Archangel Raphael is the Archangel of healing, and we also have the high heart chakra. This could be part of your divine gift. You either translate or transmit. I meant to say transmit, but it came out translate. So you might be a translator of divine healing energy, transmitting that to others through your words or through your art or through just your energy in general, but it could also even be through your hands. But yeah, I'm seeing that, you're very energetically sensitive, and so you do need to make sure that you are taking care of your environment, which means what you are watching, what you're listening to, how your house is They just gave me the word positioned, like how your house is positioned. What does that mean? Oh, like feng shui. They said no, not feng shui. That could be part of it, but it's like the ley lines. Yes, they gave me a yes on that one. So it's something to do with like where the house is located, the ground and the land upon which it's located as well. You know, I used to do property clearings and stuff like that using the Akashic Record. And I would often see, you know, people would come to me with these issues in their home or on their property. And it was like, sometimes there was burial grounds, or there was like ancient sacred sites that used to be energetically prominent on the land that they were living on as a home. And we had to clear those things and close those patterns. Sometimes there was portals and gateways and stuff like that. And I feel like as an energetically sensitive being, part of your gift is that you are naturally drawn to areas with lots of energy. And that's why they're saying, you know, being a little bit more conscientious is the word they're using, conscientious of the locations that you are residing upon. That's literally what they just said. I'm translating for spirit. Being more conscientious about the locations that you are residing upon. Maybe even you might have some access to the Akashic yourself, because the crown chakra does give you access to the Akash. Learning to read the Akash could be part of your gifts as well. And I highly recommend, if you guys are interested in that. Obviously, I'm a little biased here because this was what I was drawn to at soul level. There's many different ways to read the Akash, but I was drawn to soul realignment. That's the modality that I practiced for years. And I'm still a soul realignment practitioner, but I'm not taking clients right now. If you want to learn soul realignment, I have the affiliate links below. If you use them, it gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps support the channel. So I would appreciate that. Even if you don't purchase anything or buy the program, clicking on those links does help me out. So thank you guys. If you're curious, I encourage you to do that, and see if you resonate with Andrea and her teaching style. But yeah, she's definitely a divine communicator. So that's part of her gifts. So anyway, checking out the land that you live on in the Akash can be helpful. You know, even if you just learn it for yourself, to be able to do property readings and Akashic clearings for yourself, it's so valuable. But yeah, they're saying like even just energetically tuning into the frequency of the land or the home or the locations that you're happening to stay on is going to be helpful for you, because that's part of what keeps you energetically healthy. And because you are so energetically sensitive, it's important that you prioritize maintaining your environment. Okay. Yeah, that was a big message. That's why they had me go into all that detail. You also have the 10th house: structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. So part of your gift is something that you're going to be using in your career. Now, it's not always the case. You know, sometimes we don't use our gifts in our career directly. Sometimes we use our gifts interpersonally, or we use our gifts within our family or in other areas of life. I think sometimes we associate our soul level gifts with what we have to do for a living, and that's not always necessarily true. It can be helpful, though, if we use our divine gifts when it comes to our vocation or our career or what we're doing on a daily basis. It can help to increase the alignment, basically, because the more we use our divine gift, the more aligned we are, especially if we're using it, you know, functionally. That's really important. But yeah, I see that especially with house 10 being here, it is helpful for you guys to find a structure or a discipline that resonates with you to help you to do this. So maybe it's astrology, and then you'd have to look into, okay, do I use Vedic, or do I use sidereal? Am I into whole sign? Am I into Placidus? You know, it's like finding a structure that works for you within a certain discipline. And if it's Akashic reading, you know, is it soul realignment? Is it a more intuitive style? You know, what feels best for you, and finding that structure. The reason I liked soul realignment was because I was already doing very intuitive, flowy, interpretive style readings using Reiki. And when I learned soul realignment, it gave me a very structured, protocol-based system to work with. And that really helped me to kind of marry the two of those together. So I could do the intuitive, very psychic, visual readings, and I could also do the very structured, protocol-based readings where we were really getting to the point of what was, you know, underneath the surface. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here for you as well, group number 1. It's really about finding a discipline that helps you to create structure so that you can accomplish great things for yourself in this lifetime through these keys that you hold at soul level. You also have, the 12th house, spirituality, transcendence, karma, significant service. It actually says sacrificial service, but I read it as significant. Sometimes this is because my brain moves too fast for my mouth, and sometimes it's because Spirit has shown me something that is not actually what's there. Like, they will quite literally like change the letters in my mind, so I see it as significant, even though if I look at it again, it's actually sacrificial. This happened the other day in one of my readings where I pulled what actually was the King of Cups, but I swear I saw the Knight. I swear it said Knight, but it didn't. It said King, and I read it as Knight, and then I edited the video, and I didn't even see that it said King the whole time. It said Knight in my mind the whole time, and it was actually a subscriber who commented and said, hey, that's actually the King. And I was like, I went back and rewatched it. I was like, yeah, you're right. So why did that happen? I asked Spirit, and they were like, well, it was relevant to the message, and it was part of this message too, which I didn't realize until right now. So everything's connected and happens for a reason, even mistakes. And that's part of, I think, the message here as well, because every time they have me go into something in a reading, it's relevant to the reading and to the message. So if you feel like you've made mistakes in expressing your divine gift, group number 1, they want you to know that no, you haven't. It's all part of this process, especially when we're talking about 12th house stuff, because it can be about transcendence of karma, which karma can be mistakes that we make, dysfunctional patterns that we participate in or initiate, and things like that. But I feel like the more that you can reconnect to your spirituality, the more that you can connect to your divine wisdom and cosmic knowledge through the crown chakra and through the third eye, the more that you're going to be able to heal and be of service in an empowered way, not sacrificial, because they said significant service, not sacrificial service. Healing, again, is jumping out at me. So you have healthy healing and the high heart chakra. So definitely some kind of healing is involved here. And it's a spiritual kind of healing. So it could just be healing through the transmission of these spiritual keys that you have within you at soul level. And or it could be through a type of modality where you provide information and truth for people that helps them to heal themselves. Because every good healer knows that we do not heal anyone. We give people the opportunity to heal themselves. Maybe it's the energy resources they need, maybe it's the information, maybe it's the love, or maybe it's a combination of all of those things. Whatever it is, you can't ever heal anyone else. They heal themselves, and we just hold space for that. So I see that's part of your gifts as well, is that you can hold space for people by transmitting this very high level psychic and spiritual knowledge. With the 12th house here, I would also definitely recommend that you look into spiritual modalities. We were already kind of talking about that, like with astrology and Akashic reading, and you might even be drawn to like Reiki, quantum healing, or hypnosis or something like that, because these are all themes that I'm seeing within your gift, or that your gift can be expressed through. Those things don't have to be the gift itself. They are just potential expressions for the gift. So you're not really limited to one particular modality in terms of, how it's going to be best expressed. It's really up to you. It's free will. And that's divine power. That's the gift of divine freedom, which is, you being able to choose for yourself. There's no wrong choice. It's just, does it feel aligned for you? And is it allowing you to express your gift functionally? And then you have balance. I find a balance between each sphere of my life. I am the master of my daily life. I make time to nourish the spiritual and the physical. I bring love to my world by fulfilling the needs of my body and soul. So they're definitely talking a lot here about your lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, and they're talking about mastering your daily life. And they did show me the word master here in Ascended Master Helios. They highlighted that word for me. And you guys may have heard me talk about this before. When Spirit shows me a message, what they actually do is they kind of like zoom and enhance on it. So it's like that one letter or that one word will just start to glow, and it becomes very like prominent in my mind. That's how they show me something that is significant. And so they showed me the word master, and they showed me the daily life type of energy, where it's important that you're focusing on what you're doing practically speaking and how that relates to your spirituality. And even with the example of the house, it's like a very mundane type of thing, you know, finding a house, living in a house, building a home. But they're like, you need to be spiritually choosing locations and consciously aware of where you're residing, because it has an impact on your energy. So it's really a focus on balance here that can help you to master your daily life in regard to your practical, you know, habits and your health, and how that is married with your spiritual gifts and your divine expression. Okay, now they want me to go ahead with the Coffee Cup Oracle. Let's take a look and see what additional message they would like to bring through here for you, Group 1. Oh, okay. These two for sure, and this one underneath as well, because that one was the one that was getting stuck. Okay. You have teeth. Okay, control and change. Interesting. And this is immediately bringing to mind, you know, those dreams. I don't know if you guys have ever had it. It's a very, very sort of common collective dream and psychological archetype where your teeth are falling out. Ugh, I hate those dreams so much. And, you know, we tend to have them when we're very stressed out, or we're you know, afraid that we're not going to be able to provide for ourselves, or that we're not being seen as valuable. It can be like an aesthetic thing, or it can be a financial thing. I'm seeing that the teeth here is also talking about health, because the teeth can show you whether you're healthy or not. That's what Spirit just told me. I didn't know that. Really? They're telling me the teeth are the barometer of the body. If the teeth are rotting, there's something rotting in the body. Oh. Okay. That's good to know. So they're again talking about like health. And I don't know if this is like how you heal others or help others. Maybe some of you have a gift in dentistry. That's just a super random shot in the dark there, but that's a random message that came up. And, you know, whenever something comes up in a reading, I have to say it. Otherwise, I physically cannot continue talking. It's like there's a block that bars my way until I say it. It's so bizarre, but that's what happens. So anyway, teeth could be significant here, maybe in that literal regard, or metaphorically in regard to your self-confidence, because that was when my teeth dreams would always happen to me, was when I was feeling a little bit insecure, either about whether I could provide for myself financially or whether I was going to be accepted socially. So those were the two kind of main themes. And since we do have citrine, which is connected to the solar plexus chakra, it feels like there's something to do with your ability to trust yourself and be confident in your own energy and how you express that. That's really what I'm seeing there. Now let's take a look at these two. You have old woman, sadness, and female. So the old woman here makes me think of ancient knowledge. And that was what I saw when I was looking at the image that you chose, when I was, before I even pulled any of the cards. Because I sat down and took, I literally just I took notes on this before I even pulled any of the cards for your reading. And that was what came through, was like this ancient type of energy. But it's interesting that they have sadness here as well. And this could have to do with something from the 12th house here, because the 12th house can be a house of processing of emotions, because it's deeply subconscious. So there could be something within the subconscious mind, especially around aging. This isn't necessarily related to your gift. This is just a message that Spirit wants to bring through, and they'll bring them through whenever they can. Like if they've got your attention, they're like, hey, sneak in this message because they need to know it. I feel like there's something to do with insecurity around your looks or aging. That's just a super random side message, but they're saying if you live a healthy lifestyle and you stay in alignment with your divine DNA codes and keys, because that's also what the dragons can represent as well. It's like the dragon lines on the earth, which they did mention with the home location, but also the dragon lines within your DNA. So it's like the 2 DNA strands. And technically there should be 12 DNA strands, but I won't go into that here. House 12. I will let you guys do that research if you haven't already. And I'm seeing that there's like some healing that you're doing for yourself, and maybe even as a career or a vocation, that helps to build confidence and create balance in your psyche emotionally as it relates to your physical body. So you guys might actually be like wonderful coaches to help people to heal their body image, their relationship to their body, healing their mind and their connection to the spiritual and to the physical. It's like merging and balancing all of those three. Yeah, helping people to heal their relationship with themselves emotionally, building confidence so that they can feel safer in their bodies and heal from any grief or sadness of the past, feeling more trusting to be able to release control and embrace positive change. These are some themes that I'm seeing here. And you also have scales. No way. Look at that. Scales and balance. Yeah. Yeah, you're here to be the balance in the world. Justice and documents is what it says on the card here. So it feels like there's something to do with creating karmic balance. And when I was doing soul realignment readings, I did a lot of karmic deep diving into other people's karmic patterns from past lives, like many, many past lives, and how that related to this life. And then we would do coaching around how to, really break those dysfunctional patterns of behavior and consciousness that contributed to these patterns. So it's like helping to rebalance and tip the scales back into harmony again. And where there was something that was out of alignment or dysfunctional, you're able to either communicate the truth or provide energetic support or information that helps the other person to balance themselves out again. And I see that you've learned to do this for yourself, or you are learning to do this for yourself, and that's why it's going to be involved in your career or your vocation, or it is already, because you have mastered this for yourself, or at least you're in the process of mastering it. And then as you do that, you like find the keys and you're like, hey guys, I have these keys. Do you guys have any locked doors that you need opened? And it's like, oh, okay, there you go. You're helping other people to really open up and be themselves. They're more authentic, divine selves. So you really help people bring themselves back home again within themselves. And since I did just mention home, this could even be to do with home and real estate for somebody out there. I don't know if this is going to apply to everyone, but that's a message that's coming through too. They just showed me somebody like looking at homes or doing something with homes. It could even be like interior design or something like that, and like helping to balance out and create a healthier lifestyle within the home. For somebody, I'm getting a message of a lawyer as well. So I think these different gifts and like vocations, I think the gift is generally the same, but the different vocations or applications of it are going to vary from person to person based on your unique divine soul blueprint. So that's why there's many different kind of options here. But it's really more so about, again, how you choose of your own free will to express this gift that you have in a very empowered and aligned way. But yeah, this could be something to do with lawyers, like justice. I also just got a nonprofit, and I think that's related to the 12th house here. The 12th house is to do with institutions, healing institutions like hospitals. So it could even be something to do with that. Nursing, recovery centers, addiction, helping people to find balance in that way. Can be like spiritual retreat centers as well, prisons, correctional facilities. Like really the 12th house represents anything that is on the fringes of society, anything that's a little bit taboo or on the outskirts, and it has in some way to do with healing. Yeah, so and spiritual disciplines are all part of that too. So yeah, lots of different sort of expressions of this that I'm seeing. You guys will have to let me know what you do for work, like what is your career, or what do you feel like your life mission is in regard to the messages that you're getting here in this reading, and or the work that you've already done thus far to uncover your gift. Because I feel like you guys have a pretty good idea of what your gifts are in this group. Like you're not just discovering it for the first time. This is something you've been practicing for a while and working to master. And they really just want you to know and have the confirmation of this, in addition to the messages about maintaining a healthy lifestyle, because you are very energetically sensitive and you hold a lot of these very powerful keys. So it's important that you maintain balance within yourself so that you can serve others, because I do see that you're here to do that in whatever way that feels right for you. So just be yourself. Just be yourself. So yeah, that is what I see for you, group number 1. Really, really a pleasure for me to do this reading for you. I'm happy that Spirit prompted me to do this. I was literally sitting on the couch. I had just finished editing the Brutal Honesty reading and posting that. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll go to bed. And Spirit's like, you need to do the gifts reading. And I was like, really? I just kind of want to go to bed. And they're like, no, go do the gifts reading. I was like, okay, fine. So here we are. And thank you for being with me today for this. I hope that this reading resonated and supported you in really confirming what your gifts are, or maybe even expanding on them. So I wish you guys all the best in embodying your divine expression in this lifetime and beyond. And even though I'm not taking clients right now, if you guys are interested in any of the other services that I have to offer, you can check out my website. It's ToKittyandBeyond.com. It's linked below in the description box. You can sign up to be a member here on the channel if you want to get more one-on-one personal guidance from me too. We do monthly live sessions where you guys can ask me questions in the chat, and also subscribe to my email list on my website. It's on the contact page there. And if I do come out with any courses, services, or any new options for you guys, that will be the first place to get notified. So yeah, I recommend that as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 2. Welcome to your gifts reading. Let's find out what your gifts are. First thing, before we jump into the cards, I did want to mention I took some notes on the image that you chose, which for you guys is the golden box, and yours is the only gift box that's actually opened and is like this shining light from within. So the messages that I got for you guys are that you guys are currently unveiling your gift right now. You're in the process of using your gifts, or you're currently in the process of really unlocking them and seeing them for the first time. I also got the message that you're unlocking your full potential through curiosity and exploration of spiritual pursuits and spiritual applications. So if you guys are looking into any different kinds of spiritual modalities, I think that that's going to be really helpful, because that's what I'm seeing here. That's going to help you unlock this gift or to work with it more directly. And then I also got that golden equals pure and ancient value. That's what Spirit channeled. So pure and ancient value. Very interesting. Let's look at your cards and see what came up here. So you have Fire, Solaris Sublime. Wow, what a card. I haven't seen this one before, so I'm just drinking in the beauty of these dragons and the eyes and the person there sitting in the middle. Fire, Solaris Sublime. Fire sign energy is coming through. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. That could be something dominant in your chart. Doesn't even have to be your sun sign. It could be like you have a natal chart placement in a fire sign house that is connected to your divine gift. I don't know. We'll find out more information about this as we go along, I think. You have awakened awareness. This is so cool. I feel like you guys, the eyes are really standing out to me from both of these cards. So you guys are really like, again, you're looking at something for the first time. I feel like you're opening that box and you're looking into it, and you're seeing for the first time what's really inside, and it's beautiful, and it's unlocking so much potential within you, like so much power. You have Wild Compassion, Ascended Master Buddha and Peridot. Wild Compassion. So the more that you awaken to these gifts within you, the more compassion that you're they just use the word installing. That is so funny. Yeah, because they often tell me that the ego is like an operating system, and they give me these very sort of like technical or technologically based terms. And it's like, we even use the term download a lot, like spiritual downloads, things like that. And it's true. Upgrades, all of that. It's very similar to like technology. It's like biological and consciousness level technology. So yeah, you're installing some kind of wild compassion within you. You're unlocking this. And it's through this awareness that you're gaining that's lighting a fire under your butt to really start to work with these energies within you, these gifts within you. Now, it's interesting because I know that this is peridot in the center because that's what the crystal said. But when I was just looking at it there, it looked like a closed eye. And it's really cool because these two cards, one of them is the open eye in the center of the mandala. And this one looked like a closed eye in the center of the mandala. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I was seeing it there. It looks like a closed eye. So I feel like you went from being unawakened to being awakened, either recently, or you're just going through another really powerful stage of awakening on your spiritual awakening path. So either you just woke up spiritually and you are looking for information and discovering your gifts for the first time, or you're really just unlocking like the next level, like a really big next level that is exponentially, because what they're showing me now is like these tiers, exponentially really leveling up your consciousness through the chakra system. And galactic consciousness I'm seeing there as well. The dragons, those did come up in group number 1. If you guys were drawn to that at all, I would check it out. And you have decide. It's time to clearly make a decision about what you want. So now that you've seen what's inside the box, now that you've seen the gift, and we're going to get more information on what that is, it's time to decide, what do you want to do? How are you going to use it? What are you going to be, is what they just said. What are you going to be? How are you going to live? You have gentleness, Archangel Sandalphon. Be very proud with yourself at this time. Oh, that is so funny. It says be very gentle with yourself at this time. And the same thing just happened in group number 1, where they showed me a different word and then showed me the other one. And it was like, oh, that's not even what it says. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. But they said be very proud with yourself at this time. So be gentle with yourself. Have wild compassion for yourself as you go through this massive awakening, and this fire is lit within you. This could even be Kundalini awakening that we're seeing here with fire, Solaris Sublime. It's like the dragon lines, the dragon energy within you, the DNA activation. And they're saying be very gentle, but they are also saying be very proud. Because it probably took a lot for you to go through this awakening, or to have this level of compassion as you go through this massive sort of unveiling of what has been behind the scenes. It says surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. So it is very much about deciding to incorporate more gentleness into your life, because you, I feel, are very heart-centered. I'm seeing third eye and crown here as well. And I think that's why this relates to group 1, because those were some of the dominant chakras that were coming up there as well. But you guys, definitely heart chakra. So you're awakening the heart and you're stepping into this real divine compassion. They're showing me the music note on his lapel here. So some of you may be drawn to music as a healing modality, or sound as a healing modality. Like sound healing, sound frequency, tones, singing bowls, tuning forks. They just showed me a harp, and he's got a mandolin here, or a guitar. Yeah, so something to do, and even like voice toning and things like that can be very healing. So anyway, yeah, frequency could be important for you at this time. It could be helping to shift this frequency within you and awaken your energy. It could be helping to unlock these gifts within your heart. And it can help you to make a decision, because it's like you'll be able to trust your intuition a lot more to be able to implement these gifts as they're coming online. And you have Libra, consideration, fairness, and harmony. And the scales did come up in group number 1. So consideration, fairness, and harmony. And Libra is a very sort of heart-centered energy. It's ruled by Venus, and that does remind me of the heart chakra. So I feel like there is a lot here to do with your heart center. And basically the gift of the heart center is in holding space for other people. It's really being a safe and grounded vessel for love to flow through you. So your gift really can center around relationships, diplomacy, consideration of others and their needs, meeting those needs either hands-on or emotionally, and being able to, again, like hold space for people so that they can heal themselves. And that's what I'm seeing here with Libra is the balance comes through interpersonally in your exchanges with other people. And I think that's probably where your gift is going to be best expressed, is through how you work with other people, most likely in a healing modality, because that's what I'm seeing here, but it doesn't have to be. You have Scorpio, intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. The snake is really standing out to me, and that's speaking of renewal. The snake does represent regeneration and healing. And since we were just talking about healing, that seems like a wonderful confirmation. And Scorpio is an intense energy, and it's a water sign, but it's like the fieriest of the water signs, interestingly enough. So I feel like there's something within you that's awakening right now for the first time, and you are transforming in a very rapid way, because that's what they're showing me. They showed me the skull here and the butterfly in this card. I don't know if you guys can see it. And it just feels like, you're going through a massive death and rebirth process. And it does feel quite intense, like it's either an intense awakening for the first time, or it's an intense activation of this new level of consciousness and these gifts that are coming online for you. You are deeply, deeply renewing yourself at this time. So that's why they're saying it's so important for you to be gentle right now, group 2, because you're kind of like, you're getting blasted with it, and when I look at the box in my mind, because that's what they're showing me again, is the box you chose, it's reminding me of the Ark of the Covenant in Indiana Jones, and I did just use this reference in one of the most recent readings I did, the brutally honest reading, the harsh truth one. Anyway, it's just like you're kind of being blasted with a lot of spiritual and energetic activations right now. So that's why they're like, you're super, super sensitive. You really need to make sure that you are focusing on creating balance and grounding yourself and purging. If there's anything that's coming up right now that needs to be released, just release it. And doing some sound healing is what they're recommending there for you. This could be, like I said, part of your gift. You might be somebody who's drawn to making music. You might be somebody who's drawn to using music as a tool to heal yourself or to heal others. But I'm seeing that it's really about interpersonal diplomacy and mediation. They just gave me the word mediation as well. So you could be like the mediator between spirit and other people, or you could be the mediator between, I just heard couples counseling. I don't know if that's relevant here, but it could be. If it came through, it is. So I just need to not question that. But I'm seeing like mediating between people, considering other people's feelings, holding space, just like a lot of empathy. A lot of empathy is what I'm feeling from you guys here, group 2. And you have, I am light. I always have hope, no matter the ordeal. I have faith in a better future. I turn darkness into light. I open my heart to others and to God, and I am spiritually strong. I draw light to me and shine with all my being. So you guys are seriously shining right now. You are channeling a ton of light frequency is what I'm seeing energetically. So you're really activating within yourself a huge, huge amount of your soul's potential. And they keep using that word potential. So this is something that can be expanded upon, but this is where the decide comes in. Because yes, your gift is related to light. Yes, your gift is related to the heart, possibly to music, and most likely to interpersonal things. But it's like, how how are you expressing that? You need to decide what feels most aligned for you and what's going to give you the best results, not from like an egoic perspective, but quite literally from, what is feeding you in return. Because if you're going to be giving a lot of energy and using these gifts in this way, it is important that there's reciprocation. That's very much concerned with the heart chakra. When I used to work with clients and do soul realignment readings, we would look at the soul blueprint and the divine gifts. And a lot of the times with souls who had heart chakra based energy, it was called the gift of divine love. And we would really have to go in depth into patterns and dysfunctional patterns and karmic things around overgiving. That did tend to be the dysfunctional side of it, was either overgiving and becoming a people pleaser or a doormat, or just acquiescing way too much to other people and their needs. It became like martyrdom or self-sacrifice. Or the other end of the spectrum was completely shutting down and not offering anything to others, and really feeling like they had to like protect themselves so rigidly against the outside world because it felt like a constant onslaught. So what I'm seeing here for you guys is that part of this gift is being very gentle with yourself and by extension with others, because that's what divine love is. The gift of divine love is the relationship with self and by extension others. That's why it's so concerned with interpersonal things. And being able to have healthy boundaries is a huge part of that, because if you are constantly giving but not having that reciprocated or receiving in return, it can become imbalanced very quickly. And this can lead to a lot of indecision and not trusting yourself. When I think of decide and Libra, my cousin is a Libra and she's one of the only Libras that I know like in real life. And my God, is she indecisive. Love her. But yeah, she's very indecisive, or at least she used to be when we were younger. And it's this type of energy where it's like, if you are not in alignment with yourself and holding this gentle space for you with compassion, you can become very indecisive because you're easily swayed by what other people need or what they are saying. And this is where it's like the awareness you're gaining and the fire that's being activated within you is actually going to help you to stay anchored in the light, so that you're no longer as sort of easily moved or becoming sort of wishy-washy in the face of what other people need. You can still consider their needs. You can still create harmony in your capacity to hold space and have compassion, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be completely bowled over by other people's expectations or obligations or needs or demands, right? It's like being able to hold space while at the same time maintaining your boundaries. That's super, super important if this gift of divine love is prominent within your soul, which I'm seeing here that it might be. It is. And, I'm tentative with saying definitive statements, and Spirit's like, it is. Okay, Spirit, okay. So anyway, it feels very much like, yeah, it's learning to work with your gift. You're learning to work with it right now, or you've just awakened to it and you're going to be learning to work with it as you move forward. Let's get some coffee cup oracle for you guys, group 2. What else do they need to know? Okay. I see one upright, and it is house, relocation, and home. Again, the theme of house came up in group 1. I feel like these two groups are connected, and I'm going to put that there. But yeah, the home is very much like home is where the heart is, quite literally. And if we're talking about the heart chakra here, then yeah, it is like that's your home. And again, what do homes represent? Boundaries. They're literally like our safe space that we go at the end of the day. And we call that home because we have these 4 walls and boundaries where we can be completely safe and fully free to be, ourselves. And I'm seeing here that it's like having these boundaries in your home. You wouldn't just let people come into your home and start smashing things up or telling you that this is wrong and that is wrong, or just like popping a squat and making it their home too, right? Like maybe you would because you're so compassionate, but is that appropriate and empowering for you? Maybe not, So if you're in alignment with your divine gifts, ideally it'll be a win-win. And I used to say that to my clients a lot, like, is it a win-win? Because if it's not, if you're not winning and the other person is winning, if you're both not winning, then it's a lose-lose. But if you are losing and someone else is winning, that's also a lose-lose in the spiritual sense. So it really is important to have both be winning. All right, you have bride, wife, and engagement. Interesting, because Libra can speak of commitment and relationships as well. So there could be something here to do with like family, and I mean like marriage, not necessarily like your parents, but I'm talking about like the family that you're here to create for yourself. You know, a wife, a husband, your own kids, things like that. That could be something that's relevant here, because the heart chakra is very much, like I said, to do with relationships. And so the way that you express that gift is often through interpersonal relationships, like love, romantic partners, your children, the relationships that you have with clients, if you have clients, or patients, if you have patients, you know, things like that. And it's very much to do with how you can connect to other people and help other people to heal. But again, maintaining those boundaries. I will keep driving that home because it's so important. But yeah, so having marriage could be important to expressing your gift here. It could be part of the healing that you're needing to do. It's like creating a stable home for yourself within your relationships to others could be part of this as well. And you have moose, acceptance and eccentric. Ooh, interesting. So the moose. They said accepting your eccentricities. So you might be like going through an awakening. Like, let's say, for example, that you were just like, la, 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 going through life. Everything's normal, small talk. Let's talk about the weather, doing my normal day-to-day 9-to-5 job. And then boom, you get hit with a spiritual awakening. And you're like, whoa, like, you know, that commercial where the stereo is blasting and the guy's sitting in the chair and he's like getting blown backwards from it. Like all of a sudden you're just like, what's happening? And this massive spiritual awakening starts happening all at once and you're just blown away by it. And they're like, hey, now you have to decide how are you going to do life, because the way you were doing it before obviously doesn't resonate anymore. And if you're on this channel, even if you're not going through this now, most likely you've been through this, because any spiritual awakening is going to be some kind of example of that. It's not always quite so intense, but that's what I'm getting in your reading. So maybe that's what you've experienced, group number 2. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, it just feels like you're needing to kind of channel this acceptance and wild compassion for yourself, being very gentle and proud of yourself, because they did have me channel that through, so that you can accept these eccentricities as they present themselves. You know, you're going to start diverging from normal culture and normal relationship dynamics and normal living arrangements and things like that. It doesn't have to be that way, but it's really like, if it aligns with your soul to do things differently, then it kind of does need to be that way, because to go against that is going to just create more and more indecision and misalignment and frustration and, you know, karma, really. So it's important to choose of your own free will to really embrace with, again, wild compassion, not just compassion, wild compassion, which is like radical compassion for yourself as you go through this massive awakening and this shift, like complete 180-degree shift into your embodiment of your light being self. Like, it's a big shift. I get it. I've been there. And a lot of practical things in your life might have to change to really embrace your gift and to express it. So just allow yourself to go through the phases of that, is what I want to say, because that's what Spirit just channeled through. Go through the phases of that gently with yourself, and know that there will be support from other people, because this is obviously part of your divine gift. Interpersonal dynamics are definitely highlighted here. And the more that you accept yourself and your eccentricities, the more that you're going to be able to connect with people who are going to benefit from that, or who you can serve in that way, or who will really just build you up and light up your life, is what Spirit just said. They're going to light up your life. So this could be, you know, a romantic partner who absolutely adores all your little idiosyncrasies and eccentricities. Or this could be clients, or, like I said, patients or fans or subscribers or followers or something that they really love your uniqueness and the level of compassion that you're able to hold for yourself in embodying that uniqueness and unabashedly expressing it in a very gentle way. That's what I'm seeing here for you, group number 2. This is beautiful. So if you're just in the process of awakening right now, I want to kind of give you a little bit of a clapping hand here to let you know that it's okay. You're doing a good job. And yes, you are meant to be here. And yes, these messages are meant for you. And if you've already gone through this very intense initial awakening and you're just going through like another layer of it, same thing. You're doing fantastic. You deserve to be proud of yourself. And you're here doing what you're meant to be doing. So just continue to gently move through these different phases of exploration of your gifts, through what feels good to you and how you can create these win-win situations between yourself and others. Yeah, symbiotic relationships should be the goal here. Mutual reciprocation, okay? So that's what I see for you, group number 2. I hope this reading helped in some way, shape, or form, and that it gave you a little bit of context for what you're going through or what your gifts are and how to utilize those. I'm not taking any clients right now. If I do, though, and you guys would like to stay updated on upcoming offers, services, or anything like that, you can, first of all, hit subscribe. Second of all, you can become a member on the channel, or you can subscribe to my email list through my website. The contact link to the page is down below in the description box. And check out my shop on my website as well. I've got downloadable things there to help you guys go through the awakening process, third eye awakenings, and things like that. So if you're interested, check it out. Let me know how this resonates with you in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we will see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the very clean-cut white gift box with the beautiful gold bow, and I did channel some information in regard to your gift just from that image that you chose. So I saw that there was an energy of classicness about you and your gift, something that never goes out of style. It's always in fashion, or it's always it's like an eternal type of energy that I was picking up on. It's very simple, very elegant, very clean cut. I got that your gift may have something to do with organization, efficiency, reliability, or trustworthiness. I also felt like the flavor vanilla was important. It was like, again, representing this energy or this vibration of originality, classicness. It never goes out of style. It's very popular, even though it's considered like generic. It's not. It's actually my favorite flavor. Like if I'm going to go get ice cream, most of the time, like I'm down for vanilla. And you can build on it, right? Like you can really add things to it that go well and create additions. And it's a favorite. So I was also picking up on that there may be, even despite that energy of organization, efficiency, etc., there may be actually a need to be able to create routine and structure in your life to express this gift. So let's take a look at your cards and find out what, if anything, applies to that. Ooh, Earth Star chakra, initiation. Initiation, Earth Star, very, very grounded energy. So again, it does feel like stability, organization, connection to the earth is part of this as well, and to the collective, because the Earth Star chakra connects us to the earth collective through the groundedness of the planet and the planetary consciousness. Okay, you have harmonic flight. Wow, interesting. Beautiful cards. Love these. Lemire deck. Okay. And sensitivity, Ascended Master Lady Nada and Rhodochrosite. Sensitivity. Okay. So that's heart chakra. That's Earth Star. Harmonic flight doesn't have a chakra, but it feels, I just want to say elevated. Like that's the word I'm getting from it. It feels elevated. I'm also getting like a dualistic type of energy from it, where not in a bad way. It's just like it's like mirroring or twins or matching. Yeah, it's like matching energy. You have very soon. What you're asking for will happen soon in a happy way. And you have clairvoyance, Archangel Raziel. I'm helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Okay, so we have clairvoyance, that's the third eye chakra. So we've got a couple of different ones here. They're also drawing my attention to he's like holding his hand on his heart and it's glowing there as well. So again, the heart chakra being emphasized, and the third eye, the earth star. These are all very different energies. I don't know. Let me just keep going here. You have the 6th house, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. Okay, well, that's what I was picking up on from the box that you chose, the gift box. It just feels like very practical was the essence I was getting. Like there's a lot of details that you attend to or need to attend to in a very balanced, organized, structured way. So this could be what they're talking about here, the need to establish a foundation, a healthy daily routine, identifying these practical details so that you can create an environment for this gift to be able to take flight. Yeah, you're very sensitive. This feels very similar to group 1 and group 2. I feel like they're different, but they're all kind of interconnected, interestingly enough. But yeah, you're very sensitive, so you need to make sure that you're doing a lot of healthy routines throughout your day to make sure that you're very anchored and grounded to be able to take flight. Because I say this a lot in my readings. I used to teach this to clients, and it was taught to me when I was going through my initiation, basically when I was learning to awaken my healing abilities through my Reiki mastership. And what I learned was to go upwards, like to go into the, let's say, for example, the third eye chakra or the crown chakra, we really need to make sure that the lower centers are grounded and anchored. So the root and the solar plexus and the sacral, those ones that are very physically oriented energy centers, they need to be very grounded, stable, and balanced so that we can root down and then grow up. It's like a tree. It's not going to be able to grow tall if it doesn't have really stable, widespread, deep roots. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is that your gift very much has to do with this duality between as above, so below, and the mirroring that happens for you in regard to these higher energies and how they're anchored in the physical through your daily practical life. Oh, yes. Okay, now it's all starting to come together. You have the 7th house, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. And heart center is very much to do with interrelational dynamics. And I was talking a lot about that in group number 2. If you were drawn there, I would check that out as well. But for you guys here, it's really focusing on how your sensitivity and this gift of sensitivity can be expressed in a balanced way through your relationships with others. Because I am seeing, like, even in this card here, we have these two figures facing each other, and then in this card we have these two birds facing each other. Can you guys even see that? Hold on. I can never tell if you guys can see or not, because I need to get like something to mirror so I can see when it's above me. Anyway, you guys are here to express this gift in an interpersonal way. So it is very much to do with your relationships. And in this case, I'm feeling specifically romantic relationships. It's any profound relationship. The 7th house just rules, like, it can be teammates, colleagues, partners, friendships, family. Like, it's really any kind of significant relationship, but I'm specifically feeling romance is important for you guys in regard to your gift. So this could be working with a romantic partner in some capacity to express this gift, or this could be working in a field that is centered around working with couples. Couples counseling did come up in group 2, I believe. Yeah. There could also be something to do with a twin flame, and I don't normally like to go too deeply into twin flame content or, talking about those kinds of things, but if it comes up, and I have to mention it. So it's like soulmate matching energy really is what I'm seeing here, and the connection between two souls and how those dynamics catalyze growth, change, and healing for the collective. That's just channeled all through me right there. So there you go. yeah, so that's why it's important for you to create and maintain is what they just said. Create and maintain a healthy lifestyle so that this sensitivity can be used in a balanced way in relationship to this romantic partner, and activating your clairvoyant abilities in a way that allows you to see prophetically into the future a little bit here, because very soon is making me think of like the near future, and clairvoyance can come with some prophetic types of abilities. Like I remember when I first started awakening my third eye, I was having dreams that would happen like 2 or 3 days later. So I would have themes in my dreams that would either happen the very next day or 2 or 3 days later. And, you know, usually it's the other way around, where you have themes within your dreams from the previous day or even the last couple of days or weeks or months or years. It's like themes from the past that present themselves subconsciously in the dream, you know, stories. But for me, it was the other way around. I was getting stuff from the future, because time is not linear. It's all like layered on top of each other like this. It's all happening in the present moment. And when you start to expand and go up into the higher realms, what you're doing is accessing different frequency bandwidths of time, essentially time, space, energy. And so you can tune into the future in that sense, or future probabilities of timelines. And I'm seeing that as a potential gift for you as well. How you would use that in a practical sense? Well, you could use it to kind of take a look at those choices and be able to better sort of use your free will to decide what you want to do in regard to those themes or those sort of patterns that are coming up. You can use that prophetic ability to communicate to other people, maybe even warning people about certain things if that's something that, I don't know why that's coming up, but if it comes up, I have to say it, because otherwise I hit a wall and I can't continue. It's like I have to flow with the messages. So you might be like receiving, okay, like, oh, I had a dream that that trope of like the woman who, I had a dream that the plane's going to go down and then you don't get on the plane kind of thing, you know, it's like that. And potentially, I don't think that that's going to be like your lifelong career or vocation, obviously, but it's just more like how that applies to your relationships and how you live your life, which I'm still not really sure how all of this fits together. Your reading is very sort of more complex than the other two, even though they're very similar energetically. Yours, group 3, you're very complex. There's a lot going on in your energy, and I'm just like, I don't even know how to put it all together. It's like a lot. It's like one of those 1,000-piece puzzles instead of like a 30-piece puzzle. It's like there's a lot going on here. It's going to take some time to unpack it. And that may be how you feel as well. You may feel like you're not quite sure how your gifts all fit together. And I think that's why organization and structure and a routine that's very sort of disciplined can help you with that, because it's like if you have strategy of execution, you can better put the pieces of the puzzle together. And it's quite literally like the example of the 1,000-piece puzzle. It's hard to solve a 1,000-piece puzzle if you're just kind of going at it willy-nilly and trying to figure out what pieces fit together based on the color pattern. It's better if you have a strategy, like, for example, look for the edges first. Put all of the edges on one side together and then keep working your way around until you get the outline. And then you can start filling in the middle and going for the color patterns that are the most obvious so that you can get some headway there. So it's kind of like, again, that's that 6th house energy where you're really needing to strategize and structure and create a routine so that that stability can create the environment to really root down and therefore to go up even more. Yeah. And you have self-love. I attend to my needs by listening to my heart. My inner essence lets me know what is good for me. I respect my limits. I answer the requests of my body and my soul. Thus, I learn to love myself. Speaking of heart again, so listening to your heart and heart chakra. So yeah, I feel like the heart chakra has literally come up in every single one of these gift readings. So everybody's got some heart level gifts here in my viewership, apparently, which makes sense, just being, you know, who I am energetically. We're going to get some coffee cup cards to clarify as well. So self-love, self-compassion, sensitivity, connection to others, but it's through the relationship with yourself that you can have healthy connections with others. I talk about that a lot. I do feel this one and this one. Okay. Wheel, endings and beginnings. Yeah, I want to put this one over here. And oh, right. That's why I wanted to put it over there, because Earth Star Chakra says initiation, which is a beginning. And this is endings and beginnings. So makes sense. You have Lion, strength, and success. Ooh. I just heard Lion of industry. So you may be somebody who's drawn to work in a particular field that you're going to be very successful in because you have this strength of discipline or leadership through the energy of sensitivity and self-love and all of these other gifts. Because I feel like you guys are very multi-talented. And that's why it's like there's so many pieces to your puzzle, group number 3, because there's like you're clairvoyant, you're prophetic, you're emotionally sensitive and psychically sensitive, you're heart-centered. There's a lot of focus on self-love, discipline, routine, relationships, grounding. Like it's kind of all over the place. But I think that all of those are going to be part of this parcel, like part and parcel, right? It's like different layers of this gift. And as you go through these different layers, you really kind of learn how to fit them all together. And that's what creates success and strength. And there we go. I knew it, like rooting down, stability and growth here with the tree. Yeah, so being able to root down and then to be able to grow up is really a part of your divine gifts, group number 3, and how you're meant to express it is through your ability to grow and to help others to grow as well, I'm seeing, especially romantic relationship wise. Yeah. Creating stability for yourself is going to create this success for you. So long as you're coming from the heart is really what I'm seeing here, like using your heart to guide the way. That's going to be your lighthouse, your beacon to guide you in the darkness. It's like you've got this lighthouse built into the system. So even though you're this ship out on the ocean, you really can see where you're going or what you're doing. You've got your high beams on, that's the light that you have within you. And it helps to guide the way. It helps to direct you and course correct you if need be. I feel like you've avoided something, group number 3. I feel like you, with your prophetic abilities or your psychic intuition and clairvoyance, I feel like part of this has actually prevented you from going down a path that would have been harmful to you. That's just a really intense message that's coming through. So I have to share it. It could be related to your health, or it could have been related to a particular type of dynamic within relationships. I feel like you've avoided something really potentially detrimental. And as a result of this sensitivity that you have, you've been able to really harmonize and create the opportunity for success going forward because you chose self-love and you chose to direct yourself through new beginnings, and those new beginnings did necessitate endings is kind of what I'm seeing here, but it's really contributed to your stability and therefore your growth. Wow, interesting. So that is what I see for you, group number 3. Very powerful gift you have here and very multifaceted. Very sort of fractalized, but in its wholeness, it's like a many-sided diamond is what I'm seeing, and they all kind of fit together. They're part of the same whole, but there's many different angles and many different frequencies of light that can pass through, and so you have multifaceted skill. Many things that you can do. Let me know how this resonates for you or what kind of gifts you've seen or worked with within yourself thus far. And so that's what I have for you guys, group 3. Thank you so much for being here, for viewing, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing to the channel if you guys resonate with my reading style and you haven't already. Thank you to the members who are supporting the channel financially, helping me to continue doing this work for you guys here and provide these readings. And if you guys want to become a member for the additional added benefits of that, you can hit the join button below to check out the tiers. There's ad-free pick-a-card readings. We do weekly guidance. You guys can request certain readings from me there. And we also do monthly live streams where you guys can ask me more personal questions about your life, and I can tune in and receive information from Spirit on your behalf. So that is what I see for you, group number 3. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.